if I was going to start a visit, you know, I think times have changed and people have a lot more access to education on your phone rather than in a university. Education is more expensive than it was before. So maybe the advice would be different, but 100% then finish university was the best piece of advice I could have gotten. I love this one. And this was something that my mum would have kind of like said something similar to me before. Look the part.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Or like just invest in yourself.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
But also, I think this came from like Katie Couric Media. Look the part. So it's like, even if you don't feel it, like dress it. Like what's that? Fake it till you make it type thing. Like you may not be feeling that you're ready for it now, but you are. So just like fake it till you make it. Dress the part. Invest in yourself. That's just an excuse for us to go shopping.
One advice. I have one question. I mean, what is one advice that, or actually, what are the advices that you would pass on to your children from your mom?
From your mom or from you?
No, from your mom. Would you pass like the advice that your mom has given you to your children?
Yeah, well, I think that the one particular one that I remember is the practical of finish uni, and I don't know how the world will be in 10, like 15, 20 years, so I'm not sure. But I think in general, the ones that we've said, I think that they will remain relevant now as they are then. So like if we overthink things now, we probably will be overthinking things later. And
that's true.
What's for you won't pass you, I think makes a lot of sense.
That is true, for sure. I mean, thank God. Like, I mean, the advice actually is like, I still doubt it because I'm still in my like mid-20s. I'm still like young, like, oh no, if I want something, I'm gonna fight for it. I'm gonna do this. Kind of. Not as much as I used to be, but my mom just like was like, "Farah, relax. Like if it's written for you, it will be there for you."
But it's the balance is there, and your mom kind of gets it. That like, of course, hard work. You'll put everything into it.
That's true.
But I think that's really relevant in relationships. That if we're tortured inside over something that's not working and you're not getting the response that you want, like if it's not meant to be, it's just not meant to be.
That's true. No, I agree.
And if it is meant to be, it'll come back around and find you. We would love to get your advice from your mom. Share it with us if you're watching, because we can see your comments coming through before, during and after the show. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We love to read them throughout the show. So good morning to everyone. MC Stan, Delia, Blog Diaries, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate your time. Let's jump into our top story today.
So for our top story today is reduced working hours in Ramadan have been announced. Ramadan 2024 is set to begin on Tuesday, March 12th of this year, of course. Throughout Ramadan, there are shortened working hours in both private and public sectors. Now, the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization in the UAE has declared that private sector workers will experience a decrease of 2 working hours per day throughout Ramadan.
In a statement on X, the government entity added, saying that companies may apply flexible or remote working patterns within the limits of the daily working hours during Ramadan. Government employees will work from 9 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday and 9 a.m. to midday on Fridays. Additionally, employees will have the option to work remotely on Fridays, provided that there are no more than 70% of the total number of employees choose to do so. Now, that is government employees.
Now, to private sector employees will experience reduced working hours during the holy month with a decrease of 2 hours in their schedule, which I think everyone is excited for. We are excited for the holy month. I am personally, because we do celebrate Ramadan, and it's just like it's a vibe. It's a vibe in the whole country, and just like even I feel like in your work environment and everyone, it's going to be a vibe, which is I'm looking forward to.
I agree. I've been here maybe 10 years, and the more I'm here, I think the more I appreciate this time of year. Like 2 hours of work aside, which is obviously fantastic. It's also like the culture of people going for iftar together, people getting together like late night playing cards and things, like like places like Al Falamanki, that
yes,
like,
of course.
It gets really busy at like 2 a.m. or something. Sorry, Hisham?
I just have a question because I'm mixed up. What time I'm gonna go home?
Hisham said he's missed up what time he's gonna go.
What time I'm gonna go?
So you have 2 hours less per day.
Yeah.
Than your stated working hours. So if you work 9 to 6 normally, it'll be 9 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that clears it up. Anything else? It's your normal working day. You'll still have a break.
Okay, so I think Hisham is discussing the... It's okay, Hisham. I think we can discuss this later. But...
Hisham is the man of the people, asking the questions that people want to know. How many hours will I actually be working? So if you start at 8,
Yeah.
as you do, you'll finish at 3. Yeah, I
Exactly.
think so.
It's that. Yeah, exactly.
But it's the late night cards, the people up, which I obviously I'm not on because obviously your timeline changes, right?
That's true. Yeah. So technically, exactly. That's what happens in Ramadan. You know what I mean? Like people, their hangouts begin after iftar, which is probably like at like 8, 9-ish. So technically, they're not going to finish the hangout till like what, 12, 1 a.m. That's the minimum. And they have suhoor, right? Which is like the meal before you start your fast. And the meal before you start your fast should not be, let me say, like at like 12, 1, because you're going to get hungry. Your fast starts at like what, like 5-ish? So people would literally like stay up till like 3, 4 a.m. just to have like their breakfast, which is like very late at night, so they can start their fast. That kind of a thing, which is very cool, very nice. Like I remember back then in Ramadan, my whole family would gather around and we would stay for so late, and then we would get manaish and like just like have like a suhoor, and it would be amazing.
Good times.
It's a vibe.
It's 8:42. We're going to jump into our next story. This was announced yesterday by the ruler of Dubai. You can make a donation to honour your mom. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, yesterday launched the Mothers Endowment Campaign to honour mothers in the UAE. This is a 1 billion dirham endowment fund, and its aim is to sustainably support the education of millions of individuals around the world.
As well, the campaign coincides with the holy month of Ramadan and stems from the basic fact that mothers are their children's first teachers. So you can now honor your mother by making donations in your mom's name. And of course, this will support educational and vocational systems in underprivileged communities, offering sustainable ways to raise the standard of living, empowering them to enter the job market, which in turn helps enhance stability and drive development in their communities.
In a post on X, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed said, "Knowledge is hope. It is the gate to better life as it builds up capable humans and advances countries. Our role in the UAE is to help ensure people everywhere have education, hope and life." So this isn't just looking at the UAE, it's looking abroad and understanding that education is everything. It's at the heart of what we do. So if you want to honour your mother, you can actually make a donation in her name to support education in underprivileged communities around the world, led by the ruler of Dubai, which is incredible, and it obviously coincides with the beginning of the month of Ramadan.
Exactly, as everyone knows, Ramadan is the month of giving, the month of kindness, and all of the beautiful things, that humanity just teaches us. So the fact that His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid is not only having this initiative as like a Ramadan initiative, but as well as including our mothers, which he said something that's so true, that they are our teachers. They are our first idol. We grow up, we see them, we learn from them, and to have a donation under the mother's name is something really huge in the Arab culture. So it's a beautiful initiative.
And speaking of boss moms, let's bring this closer to home. We want to shout out one incredible boss mom here in the UAE.
As of course you guys know, Huda Beauty calls back her power as a CEO of her company. Who doesn't know Huda Beauty? We all know the icon Huda Beauty, not only for her makeup brand, but also her makeup videos. And in 2020, Huda shared a video announcing that she stepped down as Huda Beauty's CEO. Now, following advice, she needs a more experienced hire in the position to grow the Dubai-based cosmetics company.
This weekend, however, she shared a video announcing that she's taking her position back as CEO of Huda Beauty, stating, "Listening to myself is what helped me build my business."
Now, by the end of the year, Huda Beauty is set to undergo rebranding, including a new logo, brand identity, and packaging. As Huda also said, the brand will streamline its product lineup, while the Glowish makeup skincare hybrid line will be discontinued 3 years after it launched.
It's so interesting. So the makeup artist influencer said in the video that it's the first time she's taken a holistic approach to Huda Beauty, as she initially launched the company with a focus solely on her debut eyelash product. It's obviously grown internationally. I can only even imagine the Katan sisters never imagined how big it would go, but it's in makeup bags around the world. And she stepped back as she acknowledged, when a company goes that big, you're probably going to bring in a CEO that you imagine has more experience. But do they have the heart, passion, and soul for each product that you had? And it seems like the answer was no.
It was no, because as well, like when you have your own company, you have a vision for it. But when you have someone else, they will be just like doing their, it's like technically like memorizing and understanding. You know what I mean? For example, if they just know like 1 + 1 = 2. But they wouldn't know how to actually passionately work and with, as you said, with their heart, and they just don't have the vision that she does. And I think that's like the smartest thing that she has done right now, which is step back as a CEO, because I'm
Step
sad.
back into the CEO?
I mean, of course, like step back as the CEO of the company, because for real, she started with her eyelash brand, and she has grown. She just like, she's like, Huda Beauty, you know what I mean? At the beginning, it was like the trend of, it was the trend of like everyone wants to become a beauty influencer, a makeup artist, and so on. But she did her eyelashes, and then with her makeup line, it's beautiful. I personally love Glowish products. I have them at home, so it's very sad that they're going to be discontinued. It's okay though. I'm
going to be totally honest with you. I've never heard of Glowish.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. They have a lot of things.
But the thing is that something that the new CEO brought in and they've discontinued? And maybe but the OG Holy Grail products I still have in my makeup bag. The baking powder, you know what I mean? Like their foundations are solid. They're so great. But I never heard of Glowish.
Actually, Glowish is very like, they have like light CC creams, if you don't want like something like very like, you know what I mean? And they have like bronzers, and it's beautiful. But it was not her idea. So I think that she did not agree with the formula maybe of it. This is the bronzer that she's holding in the second picture is the Glowish bronzer. And it's beautiful, but maybe she just did not agree with the ingredients. Maybe she probably had a different complete idea. And when you have an idea for something, whether it's a piece that you are, no matter what it is, could be a makeup brand, could be food, could be anything. If let's say like someone else does it for you, there's going to be this like ick, like, no, that's not what I wanted.
Could you imagine if you have a baby and then you're like, okay, I don't think I'm qualified enough to handle my baby, so I'm going to give it to someone else. And then you see the other person parenting your baby. They're not doing a bad job, but you're thinking,
that's not how I want to parent my
baby. I do it differently. That's my baby. So she's taking her baby back.
Exactly.
And we're really excited to see the new vision for Huda Beauty.
By the way, you just made the perfect example of the baby. That is true. Huda Beauty's products are her babies. So.
But it's so funny because parents watch you be like, how could you possibly
say that
babies is like a makeup brand? But if I imagine if you were a business owner, an entrepreneur, especially at that level, like you're sacrificing a lot of your life.
That's true.
So that's the similarity that we're making.
That is true.
Okay, speaking of food, things that we love, let's jump into our next story. The Netflix show Somebody Feed Phil took a tour of locally loved spots. First of all, if you're watching on Instagram right now, let us know if you've watched the show and what you thought of it, because it's dividing opinion. So Somebody Feed Phil is an American television travel documentary. It's a series presented by Philip Rosenthal. It's now in its 7th season, so it's high time they came to Dubai. It's much loved by foodies. As Phil, with his lovable, inquisitive nature, he explores local food scenes from around the world.
Now, season 7 of Somebody Feed Phil just dropped, and Dubai made the list. Of course, Philip climbed the 122nd floor to try out the 325 dirhams 24 karat gold burger, and then he went to the Orfali Bros, which is the award-winning restaurant from the Syrian brothers Mohammed, Wasim, and Omar.
I think it's about an hour long. I've watched it, and he basically did a pit stop at all types of budgets, all different places. So from Orfali Bros, he also broke fast on the streets of Dubai. I guess he was here during Ramadan last year. He also took a tour of old Dubai with Frying Pan Adventures, which, by the way, has lit my soul of places that I need to go and try. He had a Michelin dinner with Oceano Michelin-starred chef Gregor Berger, and Berger. I was thinking of burgers in my head. And he cried when he tried a raw meat dish at Beit Mariam. So he really hit some of the most popular
That is true.
places
By the way,
food.
they are. Like, it's amazing how he tried the most expensive burger. And then he proceeded to not only try the burger, which is like the typical, like if you're like out for like dinner, he tried Mediterranean food. Which, by the way, is amazing. And I would understand, like, because, like, throughout, like, Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, we have this dish, which is raw meat. It's called kibbinayeh.
I think that's what he was having.
Yeah, and it's really good. It is raw, but it's really good. It's not bad. It's, of course, like, it's not gonna do a lot of things, and, like, it's not gonna cause you a lot of, like, health complications, but it's really good. And like you eat it with like, it's like a dip, but it's not a dip. It's really good. You need to try it.
He loved it yesterday, and he nearly genuinely was brought to tears in Beit Mariam because of the nostalgia that dish brought to him. But what I really loved is that it basically highlighted that Dubai is such a mix of cultures, and that's what the food is as well. So they were in old Dubai. He was trying Iranian breads with za'atar that also had chips o man and that had processed cheese. And this is with Frying Pan Adventures, which they do a foodie tour of old Dubai. And it just highlighted exactly what Dubai is, that we're an incredible mix of old, new, rich, like cheap, affordable, high end, and it works and people are happy and you get an amazing mix of like deliciousness. Also, one thing I want to highlight is he said this is a foodie that's eaten all around the world. He had the burger at Orfali Bros, and he said, I'm going to have to come to Dubai every time I want a burger.
Yeah, because I think I've never tried the burger. It's very good, by the way, because I would now want to try the burger, but I know for a fact that it must be perfect.
But as in like burgers, I don't know about you, but we love burgers here in Dubai. He comes from America. He's eaten like, they go to the best foodie spots all over the world. So Japan, I was just looking at like Kyoto, the episodes I wanted to watch, San Francisco, Scotland, Dublin. And they go to the very best food spots, best local homegrown food. And he said Dubai, the burger was pretty much perfection.
It is. It is actually. I feel like
I love burgers so much.
Okay, let's go have burgers after this. Because I'll tell you something. Because like Dubai is #1 known for its
burgers.
Like, for its food, for like the diversity of all cultures and all cuisines, right? Like you can find Italian, Indian, Iranian, Syrian, all kinds of food. And besides all of that as well, the hygiene is very emphasized here in UAE. So you know what, like it is done perfectly. And as well, like he has chosen restaurants, by the way, that are very, I would say, homey. Like Beit Mariam, the lady, her name is Mariam, and she does the food herself, and she's a mother. And oh my God, she's so nice. She is like she's a chef, you know. It's like my mom. If I tell her, like we tell her all the time, like, Mom, go open a restaurant. She doesn't. Of course, she goes like, oh no, who's gonna help me? But because this is what like Arab mothers are known for, and as well, like with the burgers. I mean, burgers are known worldwide, but I don't think you can compare Dubai burgers to anything else. Dubai is just like Dubai.
If anyone's watching right now, have you had the burger at Orfali Bros? 1. And 2, what is your favorite burger in Dubai? I need to hear everyone's right now because I'm just thinking about burgers.
Oh, God.
Hesham, favorite burger? What is your favorite burger in Dubai? In-N-Out's not in Dubai, Omar. Off the list. Yes. Five Guys, best burger in Dubai, questionable. Huff and Puff, where is that? Because they serve non-boycotted drinks. We hear you.
Mm-hmm.
High Joint. Has anyone had High Joint? It is the best.
I love it. I loved it.
High Joint, pickle.
Guys,
Five Guys
salt, yes.
is
salt.
here.
Salt.
They're all
Salt.
good. Salt is good, but I just wish rather than the two small ones, they, you
Make
know.
a big one, yeah.
I love salt, and I love the desserts, like the ice cream. The
Yeah.
Lotus ice cream and salt is perfection. And the ice cream pickle dessert, I don't know what they call it, also perfection. But the High Joint burger, 11 burger.
By the way, you guys, have
I
you
really want
tried
to try the low one. Low is meant to be amazing.
Low? I've never
L-O.
tried it.
Yeah, and it was on the menu the last time. I'm going to go try it maybe this
want.
weekend.
You should try, by the way, Syrian or like Mediterranean burgers.
Yeah?
They try to make it. You know, they try to make like the burger and things like that, but it's just like imperfectly perfect.
Okay. Is there a place that you'd recommend?
Yeah, of course. There is Lafah.
Lafah,
Oh
we've
my
heard of Lafah.
God.
That's a big favorite, right?
Lafah is like it's like amazing. Actually, every Syrian, even Falamanki, by the way, has it.
Al Falabaki, I was going to go there this weekend.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Falamanki is like a very like Mediterranean place. I
It's
love it.
Lebanese. I love Al Falabaki.
Yeah.
Someone said Burger King.
Who said Burger King?
Now everyone's laughing. Chicken burger.
I mean, burgers are burgers. All burgers are yummy. Oh my God, I'm now craving burgers.
I in terms of like fast food, there was about a year when I was so
Yeah.
obsessed with the Hardee's burger.
Okay, but it's too thick. It's too
There
heavy.
was a year that I was just
Too heavy.
I can't, just for a year I was into Hardee's burgers. I can't remember. I like something with like a smoky sauce. I can't remember the name. I can't remember. Something with a smoky sauce. But now it's High Joint all the way. Can't be beat. Especially when it's fresh, when you go there.
I mean, I go through phases. Before the boycott, I used to love McDonald's. But then I got obsessed with like salt. I still am obsessed with salt.
Salt is great.
I love all burgers. I love all foods. I just can't really decide. You know, it's just like it depends on the day. Depends on like what I'm craving.
We're open to all. That's true.
Yes.
Burgers can be what you're craving. Speaking of, it's 8:58 now. I'm hungry. Guys, that is the end of our show. We're going to be back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a brilliant weekend. Have a brilliant day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye from me.
Bye-bye from me.